so much for joining me today. I am going to be making a new recipe, and it is called Chocolaty Candy Cane Triangles. And if you can see what they're going to look like when we're done, it is a Weight Watchers recipe, and I'm pretty excited about it. There's a little twist in this recipe. It has black beans in it, so I'm kind of curious about that, but that'll give us a little bit of protein. So let's go ahead and get started. I've got the oven preheating. I've got my 9x9 pan already sprayed, so let's get going on this. All right, our first ingredient is going to be a 15-ounce can of black beans. And if you've seen my previous videos on how to preserve black beans and how to can them, that's what I'm using. I'm using my own black beans. So I'm just going to put those here in the food processor. All right. And then also I need 1/2 cup of sugar. I'm excited to try this. I've not ever heard of a recipe like this, so it'll be something different. We'll see what we think, but it's got mint extract in it and white chocolate and chocolate chips. All right, 1/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. Get that in there. And we're just going to put everything in the food processor and then let it do all the work of mixing and chopping. All right, and 1/4 cup of melted butter. And let's see what else. 3 large eggs. And these are farm fresh eggs from our chickens, so they are delicious, but I do like to put them and break them into a separate container and then put them in. I don't want to risk getting shells in my batter or possibly a bad egg. So I'll just put those in there like that. All right, these all look great. Didn't get any shells, so that's a good thing. All right. And then 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. And let's see here, and both extracts go in at this point as well. So we've got vanilla extract. We're just going to use 1/4 teaspoon of each of the extracts. We've got the vanilla extract. We'll put some of that in there. And of course with that, if it spills over, oh well. It's so delicious. Pure peppermint extract. We're going to do 1/4 teaspoon of that as well. I'm going to be a little bit more careful with this. It is very strong. In fact, the bottle says if you're out of candy canes, just use 1/8 teaspoon of the peppermint extract, and that will be the equivalent of 3 candy canes. So I kind of want to be gentle with that. Okay, now we're just going to let the food processor blend this until it's smooth. Okay, let's see. Just scrape down the sides here. It looks like it's almost there. So just another minute, or probably a couple seconds, and we'll have what we need there. It smells delicious, very pepperminty. Okay, I do think I see a few more possibly beans that are floating around there. I don't really want to bite into a bean when I'm thinking I'm having a peppermint chocolate dessert. So, okay, I think we've got it. Let's keep adding our ingredients here. So we're going to add a 1/2 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. Oh, where'd my kitchen shears go? We'll do it this way. Okay, we needed, let's see here, a 1/2 cup. All right, there we go with those. And the flour. And only 2 tablespoons of flour go in it, so that's not much at all. All right. We're gonna let the food processor, again, do the work on that and get the chocolate chips all smooth. We're just gonna pulse it this time. All right, we just needed those chocolate chips blended for just a second, just to mix them in. All right, this smells so delicious, and it just looks like a perfect batter. Very curious about how it's going to taste with those black beans in it. Okay. So let's make sure we've got everything in here. We've got the beans, the sugar, the cocoa powder, the butter, the eggs, the salt, the baking powder, and both extracts. And they were smooth. Before we added then the flour and the chocolate chips, we just needed those to combine. Okay, perfect. We get to add this now to our pan and get it in the oven baking. And this is going to bake at 350 and just for 25 minutes or until a toothpick comes out clean. Okay, I'm going to get that smoothed in there. And we'll get it in the oven and we will see you as soon as it comes out. All right, our brownies have come out of the oven and they are completely cooled. And the recipe now calls for 3 tablespoons of white chocolate chips and 1 teaspoon of vegetable oil. And I've got that right here. I've just taken it out of the microwave and just given it a final stir. I did use, instead of white chocolate chips, I used white chocolate from Ghirardelli Chocolate, just a bar. I don't use white chocolate very often. I didn't need a whole bag of chips hanging around. So, all right, and so let's just get this drizzled on to the top here. Oh, this is a perfect consistency. All right. These smelled so good while they were baking. Instead of vegetable oil, I used coconut oil. I really like coconut oil better than vegetable oil, and with it being a sweet treat, I thought that that would just kind of be a nice addition instead of the vegetable oil in here. So get that on the edges also. Okay, we've got that. And then our last thing is to put crushed up peppermint candies onto the top and to sprinkle those on. And I found in bulk at our grocery store, they already had them broke up for me. So I just bought what I figured looked close to 4 candies crushed up. So I didn't have to crush them nor have a lot of extra candies hanging around. We don't really eat peppermint candy, so this was perfect. This looks so great. Oh my goodness. Very Christmassy and festive. Now the recipe says that once this chocolate hardens, and we'll give it a few minutes to do that, then to cut it into 36 squares. I haven't quite decided how I'm going to get 36 squares, oh I'm sorry, 32 squares out of an 8x8 pan, but I'm going to give it a try here. So we'll let this sit. All right, our white chocolate has cooled and starting to harden, and we've got the candies on there. Let's cut into it and see what we have here. So we're going to cut it into 32 pieces. So we're going to go 4 by 4. So that'll actually be a perfect size piece of candy / cookie. I'm just going to go all the way across here. They are cutting very nicely. I'm excited to try them. Okay, let's put some on our plate here and see what we have. Oh, these just look fantastic. Very moist, and I don't know if that's attributed to the beans or to something else. And they smell really good while I'm cutting them. Okay. I don't know if you can see how fudgy and chocolatey that looks, but it just looks delicious. Those are really good. They're very fudgy. I cannot taste black beans at all. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoy this recipe and you'll be able to make it yourself. And if so, let me know. I'd love to have your feedback. Thank you so much.